What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and this one I'm going to talk about what's going on with the overall market, what you should be watching for very closely. I'm going to break down SPY and talk about something critical and also some other very important things. But before I do anything like that, let me just mention a couple of things. I am personally not a financial planner, so make sure you take none of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you are guaranteed up to 12 free stocks. The offer ends in 6 days, so check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So looking at SPY, we're in a very, very critical zone right now at the time I'm recording this. Now, in my video from yesterday, I was predicting a pop and a drop. We got this pop all the way up here, but it went higher than what I was expecting, basically. But I gave you guys an update based off some very important stuff, based off what we were seeing as support and resistance during the pre-market. And in my pre-market video, I told you that if we broke above 456, that's going to be the level to watch for. We're going to see this thing likely try to push very close to about 458. The resistance I had marked was around like 457.8, just about that, or very, very close to that other 458 resistance. And we rejected right over there. Then after this rejection, we formed this bearish divergence, got confirmation of the break to the downside after getting this rejection candle and a break below 457. So we got the confirmation of the downside and the market started selling off. And then after that, it continued to look weak. And now we're testing VWAP. We're actually very close to it. We're actually below it just a little bit, getting very close to our 200 EMA. So we just broke VWAP. Market's looking weaker and weaker. And the move I was calling yesterday was very similar to this, like a pop and drop, just not exactly correct, of course, because it popped higher than what I was expecting. But still, we still got this move, and now the market's looking weaker. So we're going to be watching the 200 EMA right now, see if this could hold or if we're about to break below it. So far, we're looking like we're breaking below it. Let me check on like the 30-minute time frame, see how this is looking. We're seeing the 30-minute curling right now, right? You can see this nice curl. We're about to get a bearish crossover on the PPO, looking a little bit more bearish. And to add on to this, we're basically still right about here where this 200 is. You can see the market is testing this in real time on the 5-minute time frame. If we get a clean break below this, a strong break below it, and this thing is going to come all the way down to about 455, and it's continuing to look bearish and weak as we're getting an end of the day sell-off. Nothing surprising during a weekend. This is what tends to happen after all the pumping we got. So please be careful. Now, let me also add that I personally loaded up on SQQQ calls. I'm not saying that you should have done this, but there's still going to be likely upside even going into next week. It's still like uptrending very nicely as the QQQ slows down. And we have these very, very nice looking structures of potential cup and handle forming. It formed a bullish divergence and simultaneously it's getting above our EMAs, getting very close to our 200. We have this 17.42 target coming by next week, possibly. And it still is looking more bullish as of right now. So I just wanted to call that out. The dollar was down, but now the dollar is like, it got a really nice bounce after hitting this support around this 101.36 area. And now it's trying to make its way up to this next resistance around this 101.75 area. So the dollar is looking bullish. That is playing a role in why the market has been selling off. And looking at SPY, it looks like we got a tiny, we're trying to hold the 200. Not sure if that's going to hold. You could see right here, it tried to bounce off of it. We're going to be watching if this holds or not. If not, we have the next levels coming down. 455 could come quite easily if that ends up breaking. So for now, we're just watching. It is looking weak right now. Please be very careful. Let me add now, the whole market is basically now starting to slow down. If you look at Tesla got a nice pump. It went higher than what I was expecting. I was like expecting it to go around the 260s, low 260s or so, and then maybe slow down a bit. We went up here, we came down, but we got a nice pump afterwards. But what you could argue is that Tesla may be forming kind of like a head and shoulders right here, looking a little weaker. So watch this 265 support. Break below that, we have our 50 EMA. Then we have our VWAP right about here. Then we have 262.5 as next support, 261.8, then 260 below that, followed by 257. So those are some supports on Tesla. Resistance is at 267 and 268 flat. Watch these all very carefully as the market is weakening. One thing I want to call out is NEO. NEO is looking very, very nice in my opinion. It's still trying to hold up. And we have some big deliveries numbers coming out next week. We could see this thing absolutely pump. Now, for the QQQ, we got a nice pump to about 384.5, so just barely above our 384 resistance. We came just short of 385, came just short of it. And if anything, it got a nice rejection off that. It's also forming a bearish divergence. Now we're going to be watching the QQQ approach this 382 support and view up around 381.5. Break below that, we're going to be watching 380.9, which is our 200 EMA, then 380 below that. So watch these levels very carefully. Basically, 382, then 381.5 as of right now are the closest supports, and resistance is going to be around 382.9. So watch the levels carefully. It is looking a little bit weak right now, but it's making an attempt to bounce with the market just a tiny bit, but it's still looking weak. So we're going to see this test of 382 very soon, most likely. For Nvda, got a nice pump to about this 470 area. That was my target yesterday, pump to about 470. And then we got this rejection. So I was anticipating a pop and drop. We formed like a head and shoulders as well. We're going to be watching our 200. This is where it's trying to like base, but it's still looking kind of weak. Break the 200. We're going to be watching this thing come all the way down to 463.8. Break below that. And then we have this unfilled gap all the way down to about 462.8, followed by 461, which is our support. That was like right about here. Previous resistance, which becomes support. And below that, there's 460, then 457, and 455 on Nvda. So some very, very tight levels I just called out. But for now, just watch this 200 EMA. Our resistance is very close to about 467. For now, it's looking relatively weak. So watch it carefully and see how it reacts to the 200. Finally, last but not least, the last one I'm going to talk about just for this very quick update is going to be Meta. Meta was holding up very nicely. So they got a nice pump to about 326. But now it's going to be testing VWAP. We're going to be watching how it reacts to it. Came very close to it. Actually, it came close to our like 50 EMA and also VWAP. Very, very close to one another. We're going to be watching 322.37, 321.98, which is our basically it's the 322 zone between VWAP and the 50 EMA. And then below that, we have 320, 318.23, 316, and then 312 as our supports. For resistance, you're going to be watching 325 followed by 326.2. And it's looking kind of weak, so watch support. And that's basically what I have for this video. I want to keep this one kind of quick. Market is still weakening, so be very, very careful. You can see right here, it's fighting that 200 EMA. If it breaks, we're going to see a bigger move to the downside. All right, so watch these levels. I want the best for everyone. Do what you have to do. I'll most definitely see you guys in the next video. Last thing I just want to mention, just remember this. The market might, okay? There's a possibility the market might gap up on Monday. That's the last thing I want to say. It might gap up on Monday because we have Apple's earnings coming out very soon for next week. The market may be very, very excited about it. So be careful when holding your options, your short positions. Non-financial advice, just something I just want to mention. Be very careful. You could do whatever you want. Short, go long, do whatever you want, buy whatever you want. It's your choice. I just want to give you guys that warning. Be careful. We have Apple's earnings next week. Things could change. But for now, at the time I'm recording this, the market is looking weak. All right, guys, that's what I have for this one. Enjoy the weekend. This is going to be my last video until after the market closes. Have a good one, everyone. Do well, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you, and peace out.